This week's episode of Horror Review is brought to you in part by B2BD Podcast, home of such shows as Imperfect Geniuses, N2C Gaming, Scott Report, and My Opinion Podcast, and of course, Horror Review. You can go ahead and search for it on Facebook, SoundCloud, Google, any media source, including YouTube. So, without further ado, enjoy the review. Welcome once again to 777's Horror Review, where I review a horror movie that you may or may not have seen. In 1998, Japan released a movie called The Ring, and the main concept of that was you watch a tape and some things on it, and after you finish the tape, you get a phone call. In 7 days, you die. That's it. And from there, they made a sequel. And America picked up on it and said, hey, we should bring that here because that seems to be an original concept. So in 2002, they made The Ring. And that actually received some praise here. So enough praise for them to make a sequel. And in 2005, Ring 2 came out. So that didn't receive such praise. But in 2017, we get another Rings movie called Rings. Well, we get another Ring movie called Rings. So, quick synopsis of this movie. It's pretty much it's a girl and her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's going off to school, and he ends up going to school. He meets people make him watch a tape, and that's it. So one of the people who watched the tape contacts the girlfriend and says, hey, and warns her. So the girlfriend drives 500 something miles to the boyfriend's school. In fact, let me throw names out there. Girlfriend's name is Julie, boyfriend's name is Holt. So Julie drives up to Holt's college and starts looking for him. And she ends up running into this professor, and she was suspicious about the professor, so she started following him. And then she comes to see that the professor is researching the tape. And she happens to see the professor talking to someone and starts following that person because she may be connected to the boyfriend. Following the girl tries to make her watch the tape, but that fails, and she sees Samara, but then she ends up seeing Hope, and Hope's like, hey, don't watch the tape because if you do, you'll die in 7 days. So Julie watched the tape anyway because she finds out that it could potentially save Hope's life. But now Julie wants to research, along with the professor and Hope, research why is Samara doing what she's doing. So she ends up driving, her and Hope drives to, forgot the name of the place, but Samara's hometown. And they want to figure out why. So they figure out why she's doing everything that she's doing. And Julie ends up trying to save Samara because she feels sorry for her and wants to pretty much save her and release her from the pain and give her the proper burial that she deserves. And from there, she saves her, and then that's it. Samara ends up saying, like, hey, or they find out, like, hey, Samara can't be saved, she's pure evil. And Samara's like, I'm gonna kill everyone, and it doesn't matter what you do in the movie. So that's The Rings. My review of it, it has jump scares. So if you scare easily, or if you know someone who does scare easily, then they'll probably enjoy it for that factor, because it's fun to be scared temporarily, or to at least have a cheap scare. The acting is convincing. The people were really, really convincing. So there's that. That's it. I didn't care for it because it's not supposed to be a remake of The Rings, but it really is a remake of The Rings. Samara, not Samara, I forgot. Rachel is the person from part 1. Her MO in Rings 1 is, hey, there's a tape, I watched the tape, and now I have 7 days to figure out how to stop this. Okay, well, let me go to her village. Let me analyze the tape. I'm going to analyze each and every piece of the tape. I'm going to go to each and every piece or every landmark or every little clip where that tape is taking place. I'm going to go there and investigate it. That's exactly what Julie did in this movie. So every plot point that was in that tape, she went to that spot and tried to investigate. So Blue's Clues, both parts. They were detectives. They were successful detectives, but they ended up failing because Samara was like, hey, you released me, you saved me, I'm still gonna kill everybody. Sorry. So that's it. That's my review. Okay, I'm gonna rant. I am gonna actually rant about some things in this movie. So if you don't want to hear any negativity about Rings, the Ring trilogy, the concept of the Ring, you should probably stop. I'm probably gonna go on. No, I'm not gonna go on long because I calmed down from when I first seen it. Because when I first seen it, I was pretty mad. But again, stop it if you don't want to hear it. Stop. There will be a lot of in-depth spoilers in this. Granted, I just gave like a review of the movie, but still. So that's your fair warning. All right. So Samara in the movie had a biological father and a biological mother. So apparently she was adopted. Okay, cool. You're adopted. Now, her adopted mother was trapped in the basement and had a baby by a priest. So the baby had magical powers, and the town was scared of her, and it killed her, buried her in a well. My thing is, gosh, man. Okay, sorry. I'm not even gonna edit that out. If Samara comes back to life out of vengeance, why would she let the people who hurt her the most live? So the priest, which was her dad, her biological dad, she killed the dad in the Ring. Well, she didn't kill him, but she haunted him. She had haunted her adopted dad, but she didn't kill her real dad. So if this is supposed to be a sequel, then moving on. If you watch the tape, right? Let's say you watch the tape. What if you keep your eyes closed? Is she gonna force you to open your eyes? All right. Let's say what if you are traveling? Beginning of the movie, they were traveling on an airplane, and Samara was like, "Hey, well, you're in an airplane. You watch the tape. 7 days later, you're about to die." But what if he was traveling in a different time zone? How does that work? Does she go in time? How does that work? There's loopholes in this. Oh my gosh. And then, why are there jump scares? Why is she jump scaring people? It's like you don't need to jump scare anyone. So Julie watched this chick die, and then she didn't watch the tape, mind you. Julie did not watch the tape at this point, and Samara was effing with her. Like, why are you messing with people who didn't watch the tape? Why is that even a thing? Your MO, your whole MO in this movie is somebody watched the tape, you fuck with them for 7 days, they die. Done. Sorry for saying, whatever. And people who didn't watch the tape were just getting affected by it. And then, why is Julie the chosen one? Why you have thousands of people who are watching the tape, supposedly watching the tape? Why are the select people the chosen ones? According to the dad in this movie, there are 12 people who have been chosen to save Samara, and they failed. Okay, but why are these chosen so special? I mean, and then what if somebody watched the tape and another person watched the tape at the same time? How does that work? Is she gonna teleport to both people at the same time? Or what if it was? It's a lot, for her to be that one person popping out of a TV screen. What if somebody else is watching it? She can't bounce from house to house, or maybe she can. Oh man. And then, how does she get your phone number to call you? Do you have a tracking device on you? Maybe you do. But yeah, so Rings was a rehash version of The Ring. If you didn't see The Ring, you didn't see Ring 2, it doesn't matter, because Rings is the exact same movie as Part 1. Instead of Rachel, you have Julie. So it's the exact same concept, except the little boy's not in it. So that's it. That's my vent. I didn't care for it. In fact, I was sighing in the movie theater like, oh my gosh, when are you ending? When are you freaking ending? I already know where this is gonna go because this is a predictable freaking movie. Why is this movie so predictable? Why? And then when they showed the priest, like, hey, the priest, he's blind. Oh, that's the dad. That's her dad right there. Oh, I see extra clips in the tape. Who is this person? Oh, that's her real mom. That's her real mom. So she was adopted. That's her real mom. That's her real dad. All right. 30 minutes later, that's her mom. Of course it is. Of course. 30 minutes later. No, 40 minutes later. That's dad. Of course it is. Of course it is. And I'm still in this freaking seat. Watch this freaking stupid movie where, oh my gosh. And then Samara was killing people who didn't even watch the tape. What? How is that happening? She killed the professor, and the professor escaped death already. Ugh. Damn it. Okay, moving on. Rings, 2 out of 5. Easy. I almost gave it a 1, but you know what? It had its moments where I was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. But hey, I could be wrong. I could just be hard on this movie because I had low expectations and it didn't meet those low expectations. So, if you want to go see it, go for it. If you want to watch it on a bootleg, which I highly recommend you just wait for DVD, or you just wait for it to come out on demand, or you just wait for somebody else to tell you that it sucks and you can just believe them and not believe me. But you know what? I was actually reading comments, and they was like, oh, it's such a good movie. It has wonderful acting, and the story keeps you engaged. No, it doesn't. It does not keep you engaged. You know why it doesn't keep you engaged? Because I had the people next to me, teenagers, asleep. But again, it's engaging, right? Oh, and then nothing's gonna happen. No one's gonna die until the 7th day. So why are you trying to build the suspense up like something's gonna happen? Because nothing's gonna happen until 7 days. Oh, damn it. Anyway, so moving on. They're making the Sadako versus Samara movie. Sadako, and I might be messing up the name. Sorry if I am, for all those horror buffs out there. Is the girl from The Grudge. And again, I might be wrong with the name. In fact, you know what? We're going to use the power of the internet and type up The Grudge. That's what we're doing right now. The Grudge. And we're going to find out her name. And if it is Sadaka, then I'll just be like, well, crap. I just wasted 1 minute of your time trying to find out her name. Kayako. Okay, so I was wrong. So, yeah. Throwing the phone over there. But they're having a movie, so I guess the girl from The Grudge is gonna watch the tape, and Samara's gonna be like, "Hey, 7 days," and she's gonna be like, "No, I'm already a ghost." Or it's gonna be like Freddy vs. Jason, where you have a middleman, and both of those entities are gonna try to kill the middleman, and they're gonna race to fight each. I don't know. But I'm really mad about Rings. And I'm sorry if you actually did stick around and hear me just vent and yell and just be mad about this movie. But you gotta understand, I spent $25 at the movies. And then, sitting next to these teenagers who went to freaking sleep in the movie because it was not the most entertaining movie. And you just watch the rest of the movie and you're just like, is that it? Really? And, oh gosh. Alright, I'm done. As always, you can catch me on freaking YouTube or freaking Facebook or any type of social outlet or social media outlet, or you can just type in horror review in Google and you'll end up finding me. Be sure to check out all the other podcast people that I have at the beginning of the show. And I guess with that being said, if you have any requests for movies, feel free to let me know. I think the next movie I'm gonna do is what is the next movie I'm gonna do? It's something coming out next week. Get Out? Is that next? I want to say Get Out. That might be next. And shortly after that, it's a lot of horror movies coming out, so I'm gonna be pretty busy, which is always good. And again, you can follow me on Twitter as well. Type in 777 or Horror Review. And with that being said, thank you all for listening to me rant. It actually felt good to get that out. And if you go see it, please let me know what did you think? Am I wrong? Am I just over exaggerating? And was it a really good movie? If it is, just tell me why, please. Alright, 777 signing off.